The visit comes after two previous meetings that were held between Their Excellencies President Erdogan and President Sisi, and it was to launch a new phase in the relationship between the two countries. The long historical relations between the two peoples justifies that there is a higher degree of cooperation and coordination in the political, economic and cultural areas. And during the visit, it was an opportunity for both presidents to issue their instructions to their ministers to engage more effectively, to undertake to address the issues of common interest and to coordinate more effectively to create a better environment for the region of stability and security. Well, we hope that with the reinitiation of a more productive relationship, there will be a greater level of coordination where both countries utilizing their abilities and their size will have an impact on the situation, on the challenges that exist in our region, and might be able to address those challenges jointly for the interests of peace and security. We hope that we will find areas of cooperation and that we can have a productive dialogue related to our interests, and that they do not intersect, but rather that they can coordinate to create better conditions. Well, we are doing everything possible in a very tragic situation. From day one, the Rafah crossing has been opened to provide humanitarian assistance to the people of Gaza to relieve the siege. But also we have been working diligently with our partners in the region, among them, of course, Turkey, in our joint membership of the Arab and Islamic Contact Group, to advocate for an immediate ceasefire, the provision of humanitarian assistance in greater volumes that is necessary for meeting the needs of the Palestinian people of Gaza, and that hostages and detainees should be released. So the issue of displacement, which is contrary to international humanitarian law, should not continue to take place, whether internally, or that any measures that induces displacement outside of Palestine for purposes of liquidating the Palestinian cause or for relieving the Palestinian land from its inhabitants to other areas, whether Egyptian territory or Jordanian territory, is not acceptable and is a violation of international humanitarian law. We have been in constant communications and contacts with our international partners, and we will continue to do everything possible to relieve our brothers in Palestine from this devastating war that has taken too many lives, unprecedented in the 20th or 21st century, that there should be this scale of violence, the scale of loss of life for women and children, over 20,000. And yesterday's events also are tragic, but must be held responsible Israel for having created these circumstances. Undoubtedly what happened in Gaza is the sole responsibility of the Israeli forces that fired upon the civilians and created the chaos, created the loss of life, and whoever is responsible must be held accountable for what could easily constitute a war crime. There's an international consensus. Everyone has spoken about the necessity that Israel does not undertake any military activity in Rafah because of the density of the civilians that are currently in this area. Almost 1.4 million are now amassed in Rafah, and any military activity will undoubtedly cause extensive humanitarian situation, loss of life. I believe that everybody believes that it is imperative to reach a ceasefire before Ramadan for the safety of the Palestinian people, but also because of the religious nature of the month. We are engaging with all parties concerned, whether the military or the civilian component, as well as, of course, the initiative that President Sisi launched in the neighboring countries of Sudan, which met at the summit level and met at the ministerial level, which developed a roadmap related to a ceasefire, humanitarian assistance, political dialogue, and it is being implemented. Egypt has hosted several rounds of political dialogue between the civilian component of our brothers in Sudan, and we will continue to exert every effort in cooperation with our Sudanese brothers and with the neighboring countries of Sudan to reach a ceasefire and relieve the suffering of the Sudanese people. Well, we have indicated very clearly that we expect all countries to respect freedom of navigation and to desist from actions that can disrupt and cause damage to the international economy.